Our people are wonderful. Our children are sterling. We must never give up hope on them. But first, we can't give up hope on ourselves. And that's the first thing that we need to talk about, really and realistically. And this evening, I would like to do it in a way that walks us through a process to help us understand who we are as a people, as a spiritual, physical, mental people, and where we stand today. And to understand that I firmly and honestly believe, this is my own personal soul science, I believe that there was a reason why what happened to us happened. As horrible as it is, I believe there was a divine purpose. And I believe there was a divine purpose why people of European descent were put in the position that they were put in. Because I believe the greatest lesson we can pull out of this is that the lowest of the low can bring down the greatest of the great when the great forget who they are. When we start to fight amongst ourselves. Everywhere I go in our history, whether it's in ancient Kemet, whether it's the Moors, whether it's the plantation, whether it is 2013, Detroit, New York, Bronx, wherever, they have never had the power to overcome us by themselves. They've always took advantage or they've taken advantage of us fighting amongst ourselves. The divide and conquer.
Yes.
I don't believe Willie Lynch ever existed, but I certainly believe that his syndrome is alive and kicking in our community. The light complexion from the, well, I'm careful with the word dark, because there's dark light and light light. Okay? See, I believe that the human family pigmentation goes from dark black to light black, because I have a problem with the concept of dark-skinned and light-skinned. Not just us as an African people, but just as a human family, because we then say that they're starlight. And again, with words. If you create a relationship between light and stars, light and good, dark and bad, dark and unseen, then when you apply that to people, then the same types of definitions apply to them too. We are darkness. We are darkness, but we are dark light.
Come on now. That's good. That's right. That's right.
You see, in the heavens, I talked about it last night, but there's a whole bunch of folk weren't here last night.
Okay.
In the heavens, you have dark matter, dark energy. What happens is that there's much more dark energy than there is dark matter. Dark matter condenses in on itself, and the energy is pushing the dark matter in on itself, in on itself, in on itself, until there is no longer space in that dark matter. And when there is no longer space, the only place to go is out. So it implodes, and it creates an explosion through implosion, and that's the birth of stars. Stars are born, they're called nanodiamonds. Stars are born out of blackness. Stars are crystallized dark matter. You come down to earth, you have a substance known as coal. Coal is black. Carbon. Coal is put under pressure. A lot of pressure. Deep pressure. The strongest, I noticed it, because I saw this in Superman. The George Reeves. George Reeves had some coal in his hand, and he had that super strength. And he just condensed this piece of black coal, and all of a sudden he opened up his hand, and it was a diamond. So I know that happened. The Superman did that. I know that. Okay? No, it's coal. See, kryptonite was what he was scared of.
Oh, that's right.
You see, I mean, kryptonite brought him down.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. And you see, what's interesting about kryptonite is that it's green. So now I can talk to you about a SAR, but I'm going to leave that alone for a while on what can bring Superman down. Resurrection of the black mind. But I got to come back and talk to you about that.
So can I ask this? So what you think is that even all over the world or in this universe that no black man or black person is in charge? Can we safely say that?
It's according to what you want to be in charge of.
I'm saying, if we were at the top of
Yes.
everything, the black person or the black man or the black whatever
Woman
has lost the whole control or being on top of everything, we have just fallen from the top to the bottom completely.
I believe we have not fallen, but that the illusion is that we fell. I believe that we have not lost anything, but we have forgotten. You see, to lose something, you must go out and find it. To forget something, all you have to do is remember.
Right.
There's a difference. See, what you're looking out at here, this is all an illusion.
Okay.
This is all a trick that has been developed by Western society. It is like, if I may give you this, okay, with children, you see. But I'm going to leave that alone for now. But the bottom line is, and I'm just going to cut right straight to the chase. What everybody found out about the Wizard of Oz is that he was merely a very small man that projected a large image of himself on the wall. Well, that's what white supremacy is.
Right, exactly.
The only thing that keeps it alive is the fact that we believe it.
Right.
The movie Stargate. Y'all saw Stargate? Okay. Well, it was a powerful movie, right? But there were things that were not explained to me that I needed to find out about. So I went out and bought the book. And I read the book. And what the book said is that this so-called god Amun, right, that had control over these people. The way in which he gained control over these people and oppressed them is that he said there were 3 steps in oppressing a people's mind. The first step is to tell them a myth. The second step is get them to believe the myth. And then once they believe the myth, have them form the habit of believing the myth. And while it's the last form, it's always the hardest to get rid of because we know it's a myth, we don't believe it no more, but we still have the habit of believing that they are supreme. That they have something that we don't have. There's a proverb. The only thing that Europeans invented was the patent office. Because they stole everybody's idea and put their name on it. And as a people, as we view this Wizard of Oz, this large projection of a small man, we create an illusion. We have not fallen. The fact that we're here right now, we are still rising. But because they have constantly told us what we can't do, even when we're being supremely successful, we believe we are still failing. It's all in the mind. That's why we have to understand the mind and how the mind functions and how it works. The fact that we could come from where we were and that I could be invited here to spend this time with you. When at one time in our history, if just us like here were together, there'd have to be one of them amongst us. I don't see none of them in this room right now. They might be here in blackface, that's whole other thing. No, it's all right. You know, the one thing I always admired about Malcolm, I loved Malcolm. The one thing I always admired about Malcolm was the fact that he was not into conspiracies. He told you right to your face what he felt about you. So nobody had to send agents in to listen to what he was doing because he'd tell you what he was going to do. You see, the only time that you send agents amongst people is when they're doing things that are conspiratorial, undercover. See, my thing is I don't have time to be conspiratorial. Because if I spend my time trying to be too secret, the people that need to hear this won't hear it. Because I'll be trying to talk in code. I ain't talking in code. Deal with it. Deal with me. Hear me. Listen to what I'm saying. Because you see, what I'm talking about is going to come to existence whether you like it or not. In fact, I couldn't even stop it if I wanted to. It ain't over till we win, and it's going to happen. It's happening as we speak. That's why when we leave here today, we got to do something. You know, this ain't just this ain't no lecture. This is an experience. I want y'all to leave here and do something with this.
Right, exactly.
Do something with this. I want us to start our schools. Please, the brother that said earlier, He wanted to know what to do. He wanted solution. Who was that?
He left.
He left? Oh, he left too.
But I do want solutions. I want solutions.
Yeah, we.
Okay.
That's what I'm here for.
Well, okay.
We want solutions.
Sister, let me just tell you one thing as it relates to education. A concept. This is my concept. Here's my concept. Here's my idea. It's not the way. It's not the concept. It's just my idea. We need to start to form community centers. After school community center. This could become a community center right here. The True Oracle can become a community center. Church groups can become a community center. Forget the charter schools.
Right.
They're over. Charter schools have already shown that they fail. I've worked on charter schools when they were called New Visions.
And they have agendas anyway.
Yeah, well, yeah, they have agendas.
Money.
Well, first of all, they're run by the Tea Party.
Oh, mercy.
That's why you always have somebody from the Tea Party that's going to sit in those meetings that are developing charter schools. I've sat on so many boards dealing with charter schools. You see, the idea is that public school cannot sell to private, but public can sidestep into charter. Charter can sell it to private. And that's why they're pushing everybody in the budget. You got to have these many charter schools. You got to have these many charter schools because they're getting ready. Because even if you have the greatest African-centered charter school on the planet, after you form it, after the children are getting top grades, after they are wonderful in their presentation, the state's going to come in and find something wrong.
Shut them down.
They're going to shut you down, and in about 6 months, that school that you built is going to be called Staples Middle School. Chase High School.
So your knowledge be drained.
Haven't they always done this to us, though?
Yeah.
Haven't they always waited for us to form something to make it perfect?
Yeah.
They did that here in Detroit.
Well, they did that on the plantation.
Took over our school system. Yeah.
Absolutely. Well, they did it in New York. They're doing it all over. And you see what we have to do. And again, you know, I don't have time to tell secrets. So it don't make a difference who may hear what it is that we have to say. We have to develop community centers. That's the bottom line. We have to return back to a most original idea. And from that original, but you see, the adult population has to be aware of this information. We have to realize that what we're doing is not just an educational thing. We have to change the way we eat.
Yes.
We have to eat better.
Teach.
We have to stop gossiping.
Yes.
We have to stop the negativity. Because even if you keep your silent negativity to yourself, you are still not vibrating with the cosmos.
Right.
And it's important that we change the way we think about ourselves. At one time in the Bronx, there were serious problems with cab drivers being shot. And there was a brother from the continent that was asked, how does he feel when he's driving? He said, when he see a black person, he gets scared. Well, I wanted to know, when you look in your rearview mirror and you see yourself, are you scared of you? Because if you form the habit of being scared of black people, what are you thinking of yourself when you look in the mirror? Are you scared of your reflection? Think about the psychology of what I'm saying. These are the kinds of things that we have to start to think about fundamentally and begin to change the way we're thinking. It's not just about all this information. That's why I think many times we're not successful, because we think it's all about just learning about the Dogon, learning about the Moors. No, it's more than that. It's about becoming a Moor. It's becoming a Dogon. Okay? Not going back 2,000 years.
Right.
Our ancestors built the pyramids very excellently. I don't want to build more pyramids, but the mathematics and the science that built the pyramids can be applied to build up our neighborhoods here. So that as Brother Shabazz and others are going down, shutting down crack houses, we have black engineers, male and female, coming in and building new ones.
Right. Reclaim the knowledge.
That's
Use
it.
For today.
In 2013, because we're not going back to ancient Africa.
Right.
That's why it's ancient. It was back then.
Right.
So we got to take this knowledge that's universal, Ma'atian in ethic and nature, and apply it to 2013.
Right.
There's a difference.